Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome to another MAMJ Let's Play of Sound of Drop, Fall into Poison. When we left off, we had these two young ladies who are actually looking into some urban legends regarding this certain aquarium and just some creepy cases that have happened. Now, our main character, I think her name was Mayumi, doesn't really want to be here. She's here for the ice cream, and I don't blame her for that. But she wants to hang out with her friend, and so she's decided to go to the aquarium, but of course we know that not everything's going to be all sunshine and rainbows, because bad things have to happen. So, let's see what happens when they get off the elevator here. The elevator is the type that has a glass window, so you can see out. That's the only thing that's distracting me from my gloom. A crowd of people get on with us, but almost all of them are gone by the time we reach the floor that contains the aquarium. They probably stopped off at the apparel or sundry shops. And it isn't that we aren't interested, but Himeno recommends. It's crowded now, so let's come back when it's less busy. And that keeps us back, deciding to stick with the plans we made back at the coffee shop. How high up is this aquarium? How can you have all these friggin', like, marine life this high up? Like, you can't have a gigantic pool. I don't know. Anyways, maybe there are aquariums like this in Japan. The only one I went to wasn't on a freaking high-rise building though. Stepping onto our floor, the atmosphere immediately switches to a lively one. The sounds of chatter are drowned out by the roar of a large fan. The lighting is dim and tinted slightly blue. The windows are also covered, giving the feeling that it has suddenly become night. As this is an aquarium, it makes sense that the concept is based around the ocean. Yes, the pungent smell of salt is a major change. Amazing. It's like we've dived into the deep sea. That's what I thought too. Instead of being targeted at families, lately it's more like a date spot for adults, or at least that's what the magazine said, but it's true. Even though this is my second time coming here, it feels like the first time. Next to the entrance is a souvenir shop. Though it lacks the usual boisterous voices, it appears to be a place that can be reached both on the inside and outside, but it doesn't seem to get many customers. Just as Himeno has said, the aquarium seems to target adults. In an atmosphere like that, even Himeno looks nervous. Hey, Mayu? What's up? I forgot to tell you one important thing. Himeno makes a mysterious face and brings her mouth up to my ear. What? Did you drop your wallet or something? No, that's not it. This is something that I've heard that's a bit of an urban legend, but they say the amount of people going missing is on the rise. There's a rumor that this month alone, the number missing is well into the double digits. Huh? We had this conversation in front of the metal rack that holds the map of the aquarium. Aside from the map, there's a guide to Mountain East Building and information about affiliated hotels. During that time, we hear the sound of the elevator opening and closing, but do not see people going into the aquarium. Mountain used to be a shopping district, right? That seems to be why, even if there are a lot of runaways, the media wouldn't pay much attention. But, supposedly, many of the missing persons had stopped off at Mountain Aquarium. The rumor. Who'd you hear it from? Who indeed? No one in particular. You know how rumors spread. At Himeno's words, I feel a cold shiver along my spine. Regardless of how credible the rumor is, a sense of dread shoots through me. Considering my past, it's natural that I would feel connected to missing persons in my age range, especially if they're runaways. If that is the case, it would send chills along the back of my neck. Why on earth? You could have told me before this. Well, I thought if you heard about it, Mayu, you might not have wanted to come. Oh, so forgetting to tell me was a lie then? You little... I'd intended to protest firmly, but it still ended rather anticlimactically. Ghosts may exist, and they may still be unable to come back, but that doesn't mean I'm interested in visiting places where they are. This is proof that Himeno has her own strange interests, yet it still makes me feel even more worried. This rumor has a continuation. Specifically, people who saw the deep sea fish booth never came home. Himeno relays those two pieces of information that frightened me with a smile. The rumor itself aside, she wanted to pass over the question of why people were able to see the closed-off deep sea fish booth in the first place, not wanting to discuss it at all. Wait a minute, Himeno. Something else is tied in beneath that fear. Something about the aquarium and the missing persons who didn't come home. That was essentially... No. Are you okay, Mayu? Sorry. I guess it scared you a bit too much. I think the story's pretty exaggerated, so don't worry about it. I heard it's a fun aquarium. I think we should take those stories with a grain of salt, right? Like sea salt, ocean salt, all of it. Though her kindness is misdirected, it's kindness just the same. Having involuntarily sat down, I take the hand of Himeno extends to me. As I slowly rise to my feet, I respond, yeah, you're right. To think that I were to hear of a connection to my precious memory in a place like this. It's strange. After 5 years, the memory should have faded. I tell myself this, then let out a small sigh. Himeno's actually showing concern, so I sit down on a bench in the rest area next to the souvenir shop. Himeno even brings me a can of cocoa. As I'm drinking it, she buys our tickets. With her doing all of this, I have to go with her. Are you okay, miss? The fact that I'm thinking thoughts like, this canned cocoa is a little weak, is proof that I'm cooling down. As I'm starting to feel better, a male voice calls out to me. While holding my half-finished cocoa, I turn in the direction the voice came from. Rather than the boy's voice I expect, it belongs to an adult, so I respond timidly. I'm okay, so... No need to be so vigilant. That music, though. He's the guy wearing a gray knit cap and a brown running shirt. He's tall, even for a guy, so I have to look up at him. His build is almost all muscle, and my shoulders shudder a bit in surprise. He appears well over the age of 20, so I can't think of a reason he would want to talk to us. Whether he realizes I'm looking up at him or not, he plunks down right next to me. Even after he sits down, we aren't sitting at the same height. Pretending to fix my posture, I move away from him a little. Are you not feeling well? I'm fine. Totally good. I'm fine, really. Thanks to my nerves and my weariness, I end up speaking unnaturally fast. Moreover, if he really is a kind person, I might end up abusing his good intentions. How cold. Figures. I say, again without thinking. Without my knowing what he's so happy about, the man's mouth loosens into a grin. You're pretty clever. I give up. But you know, I seriously am worried about you. Your face is pale and all. That's... His kind words taking me by surprise, I inadvertently avert my eyes. Inadvertently avert them? Anyways, for some reason, I become strangely embarrassed and begin tapping my index finger on my can of cocoa. Well, that aside, since you came to have fun, let me show you around. We are really just fine. Yeah. The words come out so naturally they even surprise me. I have now become a complete idiot, and my eyes meet his. I work part-time in this building, so I'm familiar with it. This area, that is. Hey, what are you doing? Himeno. I gasp and look up. Himeno is there carrying 2 tickets and some pamphlets. With her hands on her hips and her cheeks puffed out, Himeno glares at the man with narrowed eyes. I think the only ones allowed to hit on junior high schoolers would be high schoolers. No, I'm not trying to hit on anyone. This girl just looked unwell is all. Mayu, what happened? I think it was what you call hitting on someone. Was it hitting on someone? Well, I mean, these two address hitting on him, and I don't think he was. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt for now. I mean, not all guys are awful people, but if I say nothing, it seems like I'm hiding something, so I'm gonna go with the middle one. Was it hitting on someone? I turn to the man and tilt my head. Since Himeno has come, I've relaxed a bit and I can look him in the eyes. You're asking me that? So that was what you were doing. Himeno says that in an exasperated voice in my place. She says, "You're the worst," and grabs my arm, pulling me to her side. The man rests his elbows on his knees and shrugs. He punctuates the shrug with a sigh. Mayu, let's go. And hey, mister? Himeno mutters, facing the man's chest. On hearing her say mister, and giving me a puzzled look, the man shows us the plastic name tag hanging from his neck. I must have forgotten to take this off. Himeno, speaking of which, he did say he works part-time in this building. Then is that his entry card or something? He slaps his knees and rises to his feet. He probably played some kind of sport or something because his movement as he stands looks so effortless. I'm Hiyoshi Kenji. I work part-time at the shop downstairs. With this entry card, I can get into Mountain Aquarium at a discount. Is it a company employee discount? Something like that. I'm not exactly a company employee, but I get in at half off anyway, so I come here often. Really? That's quite unexpected for you, mister. When you become older, you'll crave these soothing experiences as well. I mean, I'm not old enough to be called a mister. Now he says it. Compared to us, you're definitely old enough to be called a mister. Hiyoshi-san grimaces angrily, then sniffs in a self-deprecating manner. He appears to be a little older than a college student, so calling him old enough to be a mister is probably rude, but Himeno only said the impression he gave was pretty close. With the aquarium as a shared point of interest, Himeno's attitude toward Hiyoshi-san softens. As proof, Himeno talks with Hiyoshi-san about the shops in the building. I don't really know a lot about brands, so I sip my remaining cocoa and listen from the outside. My iced cocoa has become lukewarm cocoa. Well, mister, are you also well versed in urban legends? Upon hearing Himeno's question, my head pops up in surprise. The corners of Hiyoshi-san's mouth lift into a grin. That's rather unexpected for you as well. So you're interested in such things? Of course I am. You're only young once, so you have to satisfy your curiosity. We're looking into the closed-down deep-sea fish booth. There's a rumor that it's open on the day of the full moon. Do you know anything about it? Hiyoshi-san places his hand on his chin and looks down, grunting loudly. He glances at me, looks over at the entrance, then finally turns to Himeno and opens his mouth. I think you need to give up on that one thing. Naturally, since I'm a regular here, I often hear rumors like there are spirits floating in the tanks, or every time a person dies, the jellyfish tank increases by 1, and so on. Himeno-san, the story you mentioned shouldn't be anything more than one of those rumors, but... Oh, sorry, that was Kenji. Stop dancing around it and just tell me. Previously, I knew someone who went looking into this, just as you girls are doing now, Himeno-chan. He went missing soon after. Missing? Without thinking about it, I joined the conversation. As someone has gone missing here at the Mountain Aquarium, it holds significance for me as well. So I wonder if she got lost, or maybe somebody she went with, like a classmate or something, disappeared, and that's why she's has all these past fears. I don't know. Is that for real? I glance back in surprise. Himeno's still looking at him with doubt in her eyes. Hiyoshi-san listens to what Himeno said and with a playful smile responds, "Just kidding. It's a lie." I wonder if it is a lie. Because of the words he muttered, my curiosity has been piqued. I couldn't imagine the tense face he made as he told the story of an acquaintance who went missing being faked. That's right. But if that's the case, then this really might interest you, Mayu. I've thought from the beginning that it would be better to just give up. No way! I already bought the tickets anyway. Himeno's face shows that she's enjoying herself to the end, and she takes my arm to gently pull me closer to her. This was the signal that she was ready to go, and in my mind, I prayed that nothing would happen. Well then, want to walk around with me? Hiyoshi-san calls out to Himeno, who has said later, but it's me rather than Himeno who hears him and spins around first. So I make eye contact with Hiyoshi-san and say... would he be a good person to have around? I think we'll pass. It's fine, don't worry about it. I have the day off anyways. Besides, I think you'd be better off having someone as knowledgeable about this place as I am. Mister, that's not a good look. Mayu said she's got no interest in you. Himeno's late response seems to pierce right through Hiyoshi-san. Himeno, it's not that I'm not interested, but it's not that I am either. Mayu, don't say any more than you already have. A bitter grin spreading across his face, Hiyoshi-san waves to us. Without looking back, we head for the gate to Mountain Aquarium. The aquarium entrance is so dark that we can't see in front of us until we're inside. I can feel the cold air on my skin. I get a sensation of something heavy, causing me to rub my arm. Naturally, there's no mark indicating something has touched me, and, called back by Himeno's, "Hey, let's go!" I pass my ticket through the machine. We're in now. We're inside the aquarium. Bad things are bound to happen. It figures that the whole if you come on the day of a full moon, all the water will change to blood thing's a lie. The water's normal. Of course it is. Jeez. Right away, Himeno says so regretfully. Even so, she's still unable to hold back her excitement, having come to the aquarium, and her steps are fittingly light. As we come out of the gate, there are several small tanks nearby. Mountain Aquarium's first and most celebrated exhibit is the one displaying fish native to the Tokyo Bay. There are 4 tanks in this corner, from left to right, each one showing the environments of the river flowing into Tokyo Bay. Brackish waters, shoals, and open water come one right after the other. Himeno giggles as rockfish, porgy, and other fish we recognize from the supermarket are also there. This booth also showcases environmental problems in order to prompt consciousness of the issue, causing a tightening in my chest. Water pollution is a serious problem. Tomorrow, I think I'll try asking my mom to use a little less detergent. Suddenly it's gotten like this. Himeno's reaction is the polar opposite of mine. Even as I'm reading the panels, she's uninterested in the display. Just like that, I read every last panel. Himeno has long since stopped watching me, crossing her arms and puffing out her cheeks. Thanks for waiting, Himeno. Jeez, you're too serious, Mayu. If you act like that the whole time, the day's gonna be over. They'll close. It'll be fine. The area isn't that big, and it's not like I'm gonna read everything. As soon as she hears what I said, an expression of dissatisfaction appears on Himeno's face. Well, let's head to the next area. Next is the tunnel tank. There might be ghosts. Oh, maybe that'll be like the human-like fish. Jeez, come on already. Even saying something like that, upon entering the aquarium, I had begun to enjoy myself. Upon cheerfully calling out to Himeno, my previous unease had disappeared, leaving me ready to move forward with a light step. Ooh, I always like the tunnels like this, that have all the fish. Amazing. Really amazing. And pretty. With no door to partition this booth and the next, passing beside this tank took us to the next one, where larger breeds of fish swim about. Aw, this is no ordinary tank, but rather a giant tube-like tunnel, with the left and right sides connected above our heads in an arc. As we walk through the tunnel, we're able to watch the fish moving about in 3 dimensions. We bring our faces as close as we can to the glass, giving the illusion that we're in the ocean. Just watching the mantis, the rays, the various types of sharks, and the sea turtles can be intoxicating for us humans. When I was a child, I thought the ceiling might crack, but now I pass that feeling up, leaving only the throbbing of my heart. The water is a giant bundle of blue, and various colors within it shooting every which way. Being able to see how big they are up close, separated by mere centimeters of glass, is so impressive it gives me the greatest realization of our shared existence. Here, Himeno's pace slows and she takes her steps one by one. Hey, Mayu, look at those huge fangs! Himeno, that fish is cute too. Wow, the stingray's face is creepy. Really? I think it's cute. Amanda, it's huge. That little one over there looks yummy. Talking as the words come to us, our conversation seems out of sync. Our feelings are being touched, however, are the same, and Himeno's enjoyment is obvious. Being surrounded by the water and fish as we are, we feel as though we're freed from any sense of time. Mayu, doesn't this ray's face look like a human? Maybe so. It does! The mystery of the human face fish is solved. Naturally. Well, if you're okay with it, then so am I. Thus we learned the true nature of one of the urban legends. I was fine either way, but for Himeno, this was probably the best. Though from Himeno's enthusiastic stance, even as she watches the fish, she probably realizes just how implausible it all is. Rather than get tired of it though, I'm having fun. We move leisurely through the tunnel, coming to a stop at the center. Up to this point, only the big things caught our eyes, but on a closer inspection of the tank, there's also sand piled up to our knees, with shrimp, shellfish, small fish, and other such creatures dwelling there. Compared to the manta rays, the small shrimp, which can't even be considered child size, seem so cute and innocent as they swim about, breaking through the sand. Hey, look, Himeno! Haha, it's tiny! As I expected, Himeno's followed the human-faced ray, and upon seeing my fingertip, speaks in a playful tone. Upon sensing the tremors from Himeno poking the glass, the ray kicks at the sand and flees deeper into the tank. Man, it's gone now. As I say this to Himeno, I smile at a small shrimp. Himeno does the same, smiling widely. Before long, the two of us are looking up at the ceiling, toying with the question of just how high it is. Even looking up, we can only see the fish swimming, never the ceiling itself. Looking from the bottom of the sea, one will naturally see the rays of the sun piercing the water. But looking up here has the opposite, with the bottom of the sea seeming to continue forever. It could have been a reflection of the light, or the ceiling really might have been too high, and I realized I can't be sure. My eyes settle on the small but characteristically long-nosed shark swimming past. Sharks. Sharks? That's a ray, isn't it? We just saw it from behind earlier. As soon as I mutter that, Himeno responds. It's true that although I'm interested in this type, Himeno has fixated on the human-faced ray. Huh? What's up? Himeno asks, but I falter. This conversation gives me a sense of what you might call deja vu. Strange. I felt as if I've had this conversation before. At that moment, my visions died ultramarine. What is happening? Hi there, little... Bye! Huh? It was no longer Himeno in front of me, but someone else that had caught my attention. This can't be real. Hey, Mayu? The ultramarine color changed. Within it, a face like mine passes before me. A face like mine from 5 years ago. Wearing an ultramarine overcoat that merges with the color of my vision, the girl turns to me and seems to be giving me a gentle smile. Mayu, wait! Without hearing Himeno calling me back, I start running. We haven't finished looking at everything in the tube tunnel tank, but there's something more important right in front of me. Long hair that looks almost transparent, a thick blue coat, cute boots with fur on them. There was no way I could forget that outfit. That's because it was the outfit my little sister, Nakanobe Mari, wore when she went missing here 5 years ago. The girl quickens her pace, as if playing with me, and disappears to the other side of the tunnel. There are hardly any people here, but I lose sight of her between the shadows of the tank and the corner. Mari, how? Why? Hey, Mayu, wait! Breathing heavily, Himeno chases after me. I say sorry and break away from her, searching for the vision of Mari. As I come out of the tunnel, I survey the area, spotting a winter skirt nearby. I chase after that swaying form. Behind me, I can hear the intensity of Himeno's rushing steps and quicken my pace. Kya? Having fallen into a trance, I realize what's going on when I slam into someone and fall on my backside. Ch. The girl clicks her tongue as she picks up what she had dropped. As I start to say excuse me to her, she's already moving past me and running off somewhere. Because of that brief incident, I'm unable to find my way out of my confusion. Anyway, Mari. I feel bad about the person I'd run into, causing me to feel flustered. In that exchange, I lose sight of both that long hair and that long skirt. But you were going this way, right? I'm not sure myself where I was running to, but I think you can say I'm definitely running with all my heart. I pass between more tanks than I can remember, but I don't pay them one bit of attention. I just continue following Mari's back, running. Mari is just as bashful as she was the day that she disappeared. Mayu, get a hold of yourself! Those few words end my chase. To be more accurate, it was ended by Himeno herself, who had grabbed my wrist. Huh? You suddenly took off and you wouldn't turn around no matter how many times I called you. Even when you dropped something, you had no idea. What happened all of a sudden? Wait, Himeno, if I can go after Mari, I'll explain everything, so hold it. I looked back at Himeno upon hearing her extremely hurt voice. I see her tears forming in Himeno's eyes, and I turned my whole body to face her. I stand in silence like this for several seconds. If I tell Himeno about Mari, I'm sure she will regret bringing me to Mountain Aquarium. When she followed me, she had to have seen Mari. It's natural that she would have some misgivings about me chasing some total stranger, since she doesn't know Mari. Even so, I'm not sure what to say. If I apologize now and play dumb, we could probably go back to playfully searching the aquarium for information. But that's not something I can do. It isn't the similarities that are the problem. Mari is here, and just as she had been here on that day. There's no way I can go home without taking her with me. Mayu, tell me what's going on. Who is Mari? Why do you keep running off without saying anything? Tears are pouring out of Himeno's eyes. I can't understand why she's so sad. But still, my little sister. My little sister. She was here. Little sister? See, the girl I was chasing, she's my little sister. Mari disappeared 5 years ago. At this aquarium. Looking at Himeno's tear-stained face, I no longer feel like hiding anything. Perhaps in the depths of my consciousness, I'm hoping Himeno would become satisfied and say she wants to look for Mari with me. I'll explain more in detail later. On top of that, when I look back once more, Himeno squeezes my hand and holds me back. This is the gentlest, but the strongest that she's held my hand. Himeno stares into my eyes, then tilts her head to the side. What do you mean? You were chasing someone. I told you, the little girl that was in front of me, wearing the ultramarine coat and the boots. Remember? That was Mari, exactly how she looked long ago. Mayu, snap out of it. Himeno shouts. This isn't simply a loud voice, but one weighted down with great sadness. It definitely gets through to me, but that doesn't mean it'll stop me. Because without a doubt, I was right. Mari had been right before my eyes, so I had to chase. Let's just say that even if this Mari girl's here, she would have grown in 5 years, and her clothes wouldn't be the same. It's summer, so she wouldn't be wearing a coat. Moreover, she was here. I saw her. No, Mayu, no. You weren't chasing anyone. You just took off running, leaving me behind, okay? Can you just calm down for a bit? Our tickets will get us back in, so how about some cocoa in the rest area? I think you're tired, since you were a little shaky earlier. Himeno seems pretty frantic, so I know she isn't lying to persuade me. But there's no way that my seeing Mari was a lie. That's why I start to speak without really knowing what to say. Himeno, Mayu, okay? Wiping away her tears, Himeno smiles at me. Surely she has plenty of strong feelings about this whole thing. I'm sure she has loads to say about me keeping the Mari thing and my reason for resisting to visit the Mountain Aquarium quiet. Even so, it seems as though Himeno's accepted me. She just smiles and lets it go. That's probably right. Surely if we're by the entrance, we'll know if Mari comes out. Mayu, that's good. That's right. That's more like you. Let's go have some cocoa and you can tell me everything. As she smiles, Himeno once again takes my hand into her soft palm. Oh, that's right, you dropped this. You gotta be more careful. With the hand that isn't holding my own, she hands me something small. It's a keychain. The blue droplet is inlaid with stardust and also holds the starfish charm. It isn't exactly rare, being a giveaway item. But why did Himeno have it? Only questions arise in my mind. Why, when that keychain was... On thinking about it, I instinctively shake off Himeno's hand. Hey, what are you doing? After I picked it up for you and all. Himeno's voice is like an arrow, piercing through me. The pain in my chest is nothing more than discomfort. What is Himeno saying? That isn't mine, so I couldn't have possibly dropped it. And now, I can't look at Himeno's face. Liar. Huh? Liar? not mine. It isn't something I dropped. It was Muddy's. Muddy dropped it. That can't be. I'm not lying. Really, there was no Muddy-chan, so she couldn't have dropped the keychain. Himeno was becoming gruff as she continued. Really? Isn't it you who's lying? No one else is here. That's enough. Himeno, you dummy. Saying only that, I turned my back on Himeno. When I glanced back, Himeno's shocked expression is getting further away. She was there. Money definitely had been there. Because of the keychain Himeno had, it belonged to Muddy. There was no way I could forget. It was just before Muddy went missing. Well then. Okay, well I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave this episode right here. This has a really bad corpse party vibe to it. You've got two good friends who end up getting split up with a bitter argument in between them. I really hope they make it out okay. But we'll see what happens. We will find out in the next episode as to what this aquarium is hiding and what evil things are awaiting us. I'm sure that some creepy things are about to happen. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys on the next MAMJ. The sound of it was the only thing left to resonate. She couldn't tell whether it was hot or cold, merely that the humid air was encircling her. Drip, drip. Wherever they were falling to, wherever they were coming from, the drops just continued to trickle out. That single drop. I stopped it with both hands. The sound of that solitary red